All righty. Hi, dragonflies. This is Jen, and I have a big question for you today. When you talk to yourself, what do you say? My name is Jen Tarrant. I am a yoga therapist and a holistic coach, and I'm so happy that you're joining me here today for a little bit of discussion around what's going on in your head when you talk to yourself. Let's just start off pretty basic. When you stop for just a moment, maybe it's right now, and think about the words that you say to yourself, what sorts of things are those? Are they words of encouragement, of understanding, of support? Or do you notice that that inner dialogue is filled with a little more maybe criticism or judgment or feeling upset with yourself over something you did or didn't do? For so many of us, it's really easy to get caught up in that judgment game, that self-judgment game. And we don't even realize we're doing it because that dialogue goes on in our head. And we don't necessarily stop to think about what we're saying to ourselves and what that means. Words are super powerful. And I know we all know that. We know that when we offer encouragement to a child rather than a criticism of their performance, that they do so much better. We know we feel that for ourselves even. We've seen other amazing examples of it. You may be familiar with Dr. Emoto's work around water, and it's a very involved study, but a very simple piece of it was that he placed different words on vials of water, things like love, support, encouragement. And then on a few other vials of water, he put words like greed and hatred and jealousy. And when those vials of water sat there with those words on them for a while, something amazing happened. It changed the constitution of the water. The ones with the beautiful, loving words, those vials of water, when you put a drop on a slide and froze it, they made beautiful crystals that look like snowflakes. And the ones that had the water on the vials that said hatred and jealousy and anger and greed, the crystals didn't form quite right. The designs weren't complete. They weren't as beautiful either. But maybe you haven't seen that one. Perhaps you saw the one, it was going around on social media a few years back about the middle school who put two large plants in sort of plexiglass cases in the main hall of middle school. And when they did that, they put a sign above each one, and the kids were supposed to do an experiment together. And that experiment was to speak words of encouragement and love and all of those things to one plant, and then to bully the other plant. And as you could probably imagine, the plant that was bullied started to die. The leaves withered, the color wasn't quite right, and the plant could not thrive. But the one who got all of the support and the encouragement and the woohoos, that plant did thrive. And we are kind of like plants, right? We're made up of a ton of water, and the words matter. They really matter. So if we feel like, you know what, I'm not sure what my internal dialogue is like, maybe I need to pay more attention, then I think that's a great first place to start. But I think another thing to have sort of in our little word toolbox ready to go is an affirmation. Affirmations are phrases that are placed in the present tense, and they are positively oriented, and they're easy to remember. So instead of saying like, oh, I'm going to get better at my internal dialogue, that's sort of set in the future rather than the present tense. And so that'll be less effective than today, I choose to change my internal dialogue. This today, it's happening right now. I choose a present tense verb, and this is my choice. And also very easy to remember. One of my favorite ones is today I choose love, because that can really permeate through a lot of my life, right? I can choose love toward myself and acceptance. I can choose love to the people I interact with on any given day, choosing to see the possibilities of what they need and maybe perhaps not assuming that someone else's intentions are bad, but instead assuming that they're good and choosing to demonstrate love no matter what the situation is. And something that's super easy to remember. Like maybe I want something a little more complicated, like today I choose to express love to all the people I interact with by choosing words of kindness and offering a smile and helping whenever I can. Well, all of those things are awesome, but that affirmation is pretty lengthy. And I'm going to argue a little bit hard to remember. And so in that case, then I want to succinct that down so that I can really remember it. Today, I choose love. Today, I choose words of encouragement. Today, I choose compassion. Simple, present tense, positively oriented. It doesn't work as well if I say something like, today, I'm not going to be mean to people. Because then we hear that mean to people rather than compassion or love. So we want to state what we want positively in the present tense, and then something that's really easy to remember. Now we've picked our affirmation, or at least we know how to pick an affirmation. And let's say we leave from whatever we're doing right now, and later on we realize like, oh, I just had a negative thought toward myself or toward that person. The next easiest thing to do is to be a little bit judgmental and critical of ourselves for having that thought. Oh, there I go again. Why can't I get it right? Right? We start in with kind of the same dialogue. It's really easy to do. But if we hear that thought that is maybe less compassionate, maybe it's mean, maybe it's hateful even, or angry, then instead of allowing that to perpetuate, let's just stop. Oh, and acknowledge. Look at that. That was not the type of thought that I'm trying to cultivate here. What I want is today I choose compassion. Let's see. How could I be more compassionate? And maybe we don't even act on it just yet. Maybe we're still practicing, trying to figure it out. Maybe how can I be more compassionate as me and someone else are trying to go for the same parking spot? How can I be compassionate when I keep crossing paths with the same person at the grocery store and we're always trying to get our baskets and we can't quite work it out and we are always in each other's way? How can I be compassionate towards my coworker that drives me crazy? Right? So maybe it's internal at first for a little bit as we think through options. And then as we become more comfortable with those possibilities, we may decide to practice. Well, you know what? You take the parking spot. Maybe the most compassionate thing to do at the grocery store is to be like, I'm going to go around to the other side and work my way back instead of continually getting in each other's way here. Maybe that coworker who seems to not ever quite be able to get the follow through you're hoping for, the way to be compassionate is to offer assistance. I'm hoping for this project to be finished up today. Is there anything I can do to support you as you move forward? Possibly. So when we hear that negative speech, whether that's toward ourselves or toward someone else, not being judgmental, simply acknowledging it, and then repeating our affirmation. Today, I choose compassion. Today, I choose love. Today, I choose positive responses. And then think through what that looks like. How could I do that in this situation? Maybe we just think about it. Maybe we practice it out in the real world. That's it, you guys. When you talk to yourself, what do you say? Words matter. I would love for you to leave me a comment below, an affirmation that you have used to positive effect. And I'm looking forward to reading all of those and us sharing some affirmations that really work out. All right, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. And until next time, bye for now.